Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome to Daily's 2A News. Today I get to come to you guys with good news with a story of a man, a CCW holder, who stops an active shooter at a strip mall in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So let's talk about it. Now, stories like this tend to get suppressed by the media, especially the national media. If it fits their agenda of gun control, they will sensationalize it. They'll talk about it for days. They'll really push the story all the way. But if it's something that doesn't fit their agenda, then it gets pushed to the bottom of the barrel. Maybe just a mention in a blog post. I mean, you really won't hear too much about it. But this is a story that's being reported on by BearingArms.com. It's being reported by the local Channel 6 News in Tulsa. So a woman goes to a strip mall. While she's at that strip mall, she ends up getting into an argument with somebody. She ends up leaving that strip mall, comes back a few minutes later with a firearm and starts to shoot up the place. Now, there happened to be a CCW holder that was present, and this guy was brave enough to engage that person, ends up taking her out, and she ends up passing in her vehicle, and that's where the police find her. Now, just like a lot of other times when stories like this happen, they actually view the CCW holder as the suspect and the person that they found laying in her vehicle in her SUV as the actual victim. Now, after watching some CCTV footage, talking to the witnesses, talking to the CCW holder, they realized that he was not the suspect. As a matter of fact, the suspect was the woman that they found in her SUV. So everything was fine. He was cleared. Now, this guy is a real, true hero, okay, because he stood up in the face of absolute danger, somebody who is, willing to take somebody else's life, and ended up stopping her. The best part of this story is she wasn't able to hurt anybody. Nobody was injured by this woman. So this guy stopped something from potentially being so much worse, okay? No, I mean, if nobody gets hurt and he is able to stop her before anything happens, that's a classic example of a good guy with a gun stopping a bad guy with a gun. So you can see that this fits our agenda, our pro-Second Amendment, our pro-CCW agenda, right there, but it doesn't fit the national media's agenda, so you're not going to hear too much about it. Now, interestingly enough, on the CCTV footage, they actually saw the woman come to the strip mall. They saw her get into the argument with somebody. They saw her leave and saw her come back. So thankfully, this was kind of one of those open and shut cases. They know exactly what happened because of that footage and because of the witnesses. Now, if you're somebody who chooses to carry, you're obviously doing so to protect yourself, to protect your friends, your family, your loved ones, and even people around you like this guy did. He ended up protecting perfect strangers and putting himself at risk to do so. Now, I don't get paid for this. I'm not affiliated with these people in any way, but I always suggest that people get a USCCA membership or even some type of insurance if you're going to be carrying. The reason that I recommend that is, imagine if there was no CCTV footage. Imagine if there were no witnesses, or somebody to corroborate this guy's story. He would have been seen as a suspect probably for an extended period of time before things got worked out. So he could have found himself in some pretty hot water. Thankfully, there was that CCTV footage. Thankfully, there were witnesses and things that were there to back up his story. But I think about that all the time because I have a family, I have kids, these people depend on me. And so with my membership, I get, over $1 million in legal support, and I get lawyers and all this stuff. All I have to do is have somebody call that phone number, give them my membership number, tell them where I'm at, and they're going to send a lawyer to me immediately, and that lawyer is going to be able to defend me right off the bat. So I think about situations like this, and I think about USCCA, and again, I don't work with them, I'm not affiliated, I don't get any money, but I like to tell people about them just in case they didn't know, so that you have that legal representation available to you should something like this happen, and you don't have to worry about paying it back. That's another nice thing. You don't have to worry about paying it back, you don't have to worry about any expenditures. You don't lose anything from this. You're a member, they come and they defend you. As a matter of fact, when I took my CCW here in Nevada, they had a rep come out, and the rep was even talking about a story where a guy was in a barber shop and some guy came in and threatened his son with a firearm. He was able to take him out, and the USCCA, the lawyer, came before the law enforcement did. So he called right away 911, or somebody else did. He called USCCA, and the lawyer showed up before the police. So the lawyer was actually present to ask questions or answer questions on his behalf. So again, that's something that I would recommend to people. You don't want to find yourself in hot water. But again, a classic example of good guy with a gun beats a bad guy with a gun, and this is happening all the time. You just don't hear about it in the national media. So I'm really happy to be able to report on it and tell you guys that this guy stopped an absolute tragedy, and if that guy ever happens to watch this video, good job, man. You are a true hero. So thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and have a great day.